Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to August 2025. This is for your sun, moon, and rising sign. What a month. It's 12 years rare that we see Venus and Jupiter join together in the sign of Cancer, which is extraordinarily fortunate. And Jupiter exalted adds more intensity to the story than usual. So, this energy of these two coming together in this sign is the luckiest month of the year. And we're going to talk about what it means for your sign in detail for the month of August. I'm also going to warn you of the first 10 days of August has some particularly gritty energy, whereas the last 2 weeks of August or the last 20 days of August are going to smooth out a lot. So let's break it down this month ahead in our time together and welcome here. If you're new, my name is Lori Lothian. I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign houses, and we love fixed stars and minor asteroids on my channel. I put out a lot of content every month, and it's always all signs. Would you mind hitting my like button, subscribing, the thumbs up, and hitting the notification bell? Helps the channel grow, helps me get excited about creating the content I do create for you here. Now, one thing I want to mention is that I am teaching my Sky Reader class as a courtesy of you to you. I'm mentioning it so you don't miss the enrollment. I won't do it more than once a year. I never have. This is my 6th year teaching it. It's going to be happening in September through to October. It's 6 weeks long. If you want to jump into that class, information about it is in the description box. The course description link is there. Also in the description box, you can find the early bird discount link so you can get on the wait list for a code. Enrollment doesn't begin till July 31st, but you want to be ready for that. And this video, I'm telling you, come aboard, learn to be your own astrologer, time your best life. Weekly Q&A calls, bonus content courses by bonus teachers. We'll also have a private Discord community and or a private Facebook. Both are available, and replays, of course, and you get to keep the content forever. So if you come to study with me and you can't make all the classes, you can still take it by yourself later on. So that's what we got for you. Come join me on Sky Reader. I hope to see some of you there. I really love teaching this course. So let's talk about the sky. Jupiter in exaltation in Cancer is a strong Jupiter, and he is in a beautiful place in your sky that's going to increase your health, may increase your likelihood of success in work and livelihood matters, could give you a beautiful pet or rental opportunity to grow and expand with a new home, or even as a landlord to rent a house out, even some luck regarding debts and eliminating any debts you have. So we're going to break that down later. We're going to break it down in chronological order. So let me show you the sky. We'll have about 25 to 30 minutes on average, maybe 35 together here today. That's my goal, is to get you the information you need. Some signs I will have had less time together with and some more. I'm an Aquarius rising, FYI, so I'll try not to be talking all about me. You're listening for your rising sign because it's your simulation avatar in the game of life. It's really literally the character you play. Your soul is the game player, that's the sun, but it's also related to career matters. And your moon is connected most auspiciously to how you feel about your life, but your home, your domicile, your land where you live. So impacts to the moon, or listening for the moon, you're thinking a lot about the home-based matters, the sun, career-based matters. But when you're listening for your rising sign, in particular, all areas of your life are impacted. It's useful to listen to all three. Let's get started. Well, let's go on with the beginning. I said the first 10 days were gnarly. They're gnarly. Lord Venus is squaring Saturn and Neptune starting on July 31st to about August the 2nd. Venus, the benefic, from the 6th house where Jupiter sits, will come into a difficult angle to Saturn and Neptune. A Venus square isn't the worst thing in the world. It's still Venus, but there's things are hard. Money is hard. Love is hard. Health is hard. Pets are hard. Work is hard. Things feel hard when Saturn gets involved. It's so simple. It is difficult, constrictive, frustrating, or restraining energy. It's in the 3rd house of writing, communicating, teaching, learning, traveling, social media landscape, neighbors, a sibling one younger, siblings in general, neighbors, neighborhood. And well, Venus is in a workhouse for the most part. It is a workhouse. She's squaring a kind of travel house, or, hang out with the neighbor's house, or, go on a trip. And I mean, whatever's going on here, even if you're working hard, Saturn, on a writing project or a social media marketing and selling endeavor, all of a sudden Venus is like, wait, is this fun? Are you having fun? Is anyone here having fun? Are you enjoying this in the workhouse, right? So there's going to be a kind of slowdown, a delay, a pause, or maybe just a pullback from some hard work, third house style, and taking a break. Now, for instance, in Canada, it's a holiday weekend, right? So maybe I'll be saying, oh, I just don't want to do this. I'm going to the beach and hanging out with friends, So it's so simple, but you feel it July 31st to August the 3rd. So let it pass. My advice is it's okay to take a break. It's okay to have some fun. It's okay not to work that hard. It's okay. It's all right. Take a chill pill. Let it pass. It will not last. That said, Venus in this square and in this tension angle is ruled by a moon in the 10th house of work and career. So it's like your career matters are like almost undoing you, right? A fallen moon in the career house. Fallen. Take a break. If you're listening to me, Aquarius, take a break from an obligation, a duty, a service, a career matter, and don't grind into it. Take some ability to pause. Moving into the next story, we can see this. August the 7th through to about the 10th, Mars is opposite Saturn and Neptune. This is hard for the world. It's going to be bad for like war stuff and all of that. But for us, we're not a war. We don't need to worry about that, but we will feel the tension in our own lives in a different way, each of us. Mars finally leaving Virgo and the South Node, and that conjunction of July 20th. He enters into Libra on the 6th of August and immediately begins to form an opposition to Saturn and Neptune retrograde in your third house. Long story short, holy man. It looks like travel disruptions, travel delays, travel frustrations, because both 9 and third house can involve travel. If you have travel plans that you think you're going to pull off, I'm not too sure they're going to work out the way you expect. There may be a need to cancel or change something. Now, on that note, even if you do not cancel a trip and you decide to take a trip under this influence, it will be frustrating. There may be conflicts or arguments or disagreements or obstacles on that journey. Or if you're not traveling, then a plan for a trip isn't gelling. It's not coming together. Again, about August the 6th to about the 10th. Mars is in an opposition to Neptune, and he's also Saturn creating a kite. By the way, Neptune rules viruses, by the way. I hope we're not in another pandemic. By the way, there's also writing and publishing stories here. Libro library book, Mars is in the publishing house industry, writing, communicating, marketing, teaching, third house, frustration, delay, obstacles going on. Good news, though, it's a part of a kite, which can bring success, but you have a backbone of difficulty to overcome. An oppositional energy is like a tug of war between competing agendas. The kite is activating Uranus. How exciting with opportunity, asteroid ops in the 5th house. You may have exciting new opportunities in your creative, artistic, entrepreneurial area of your life. At the same time, Pluto says wealth and power. And the kite says wealth and power, financial opportunities may be coming through creative endeavors to do with communicating, marketing, writing, and selling. But what's the friggin' frustration? Mars likes to cut and sever and eliminate things. Maybe you have to cut away something. This could be nothing more than a massive, editing project or revision of a website. And it's just like a lot of work. But if you get it done, you'll have great success. You may have some challenges in neighbor relationships, sibling relationships, difficulties with a guide, mentor, coach, or advisor as well. Conflict here can look a lot like who's in charge. Saturn says go slow, Mars says why. There's stuff you need to really think about here. It's like a metaphor for Mars and Saturn, like this can be gas pedal and parking brake at the same time. That's why I use the word frustration. There's a surprise because of Uranus. There's something you didn't expect. Like you were going to do a trip, but now you're pregnant. You're going to go on a journey, but your kid is pregnant. You were going to launch this creative project, and now there's a variable you didn't see coming, but it's also got the word opportunity connected to it. So it might just be disruptive energy as well. So pay attention to that week. It's not easy, but it will end. It doesn't last forever. It'll play out differently for each one of us. Since Lord Saturn is the Lord of our sign, he's doing good by us. If he's retrograding, he's pausing, he's causing a holdup, a delay, or a frustration, acceleration, he's the parking brake, then it's a good thing. Go with the parking brake, not with the urge to put the pedal to the metal here. Listen to the wisdom of Sagittarius, a sage like Saturn, the Lord of your sign. Delays will give you the win. It's the tortoise who wins and not the hare. So think about it that way. Now, the second week of August is much more positive. I love the second week of August because we begin to move into some transformative and lucky energy. First things first is as we encounter the beginning of that, August the 9th, the full moon is lighting up our sky at 16 degrees of, yes, our sign Aquarius. The dawning of the age, right? And here we are with this beautiful moon. It's going to be more exact on the 9th at 16 Aquarius. And it's about a fulfillment. It's like you put an order into the restaurant, from the waiter, and the kitchen fulfills the order. A full moon, you put an order in 6 months earlier on an Aquarius new moon, and here's your fulfillment. Something is going to be fulfilled at this time. Let me do the math. My brain won't work. February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, so likely it was back in January, February. You planted some seeds. What kind of seeds? Well, if it's your Aquarius sun, about your career, Aquarius moons, about where you live, Aquarius rising signs, anything that you want to define as a part of your character's identity, and a new seed was planted. Pluto makes you transformational, powerful, and a vector for divine willpower. And this energy is a fulfillment energy, and you're going to be very big and bright. Now, full moons can bring celebrity or bits of fame or attention to your character or your career. So your sun or your moon or your rising sign. Some of you may have a flush of success in the public, for example. The energy of that fulfillment energy or fullness, excuse me, garbage trucks are in my neighborhood right now. I hope the mic is not catching too much noise. The full moon at 16 degrees of Aquarius is sextile in Chiron. So it can help you heal some chironic wounds around publishing, writing, social media, communicating, marketing, and selling in a positive way, where you really feel some kind of, yay, I got this. This is working out. All is well in the universe. All is well with me. And we'll move on to the next story. The energy here on this second week of August, opens into a really nice, precise flow between retrograde Saturn, your sign lord, and Uranus sextiling in the 5th house. Now, this is happening like exactly on August 10th and the 11th. It is a part of the kite that we already have been seeing playing out. And so you're going to notice that the 10th and the 11th, when this is exact for the first time, there's a precision flow between what you're doing with hard work in social media, marketing, teaching, traveling, learning, writing, communicating, and ideas, third house stories, and surprises that are very positive and exciting or exhilarating in the house of good fortune. Opportunity goddess is there. And you also have creative projects, you have fertility here, you have procreative energies, creative energies, maybe even some exciting things to do with travel. Saturn could give you a travel opportunity to a place you've been before, connected to exciting romantic and sexual energies as well. So keep all of that in mind. Mercury is in the house of committed love as well, talking to retrograde Saturn. So travel with a significant relationship partner or romantic leisure travel to places you've been before, maybe what we're going to see here as well. Breakthroughs and break frees in your creative and entrepreneurial energies, especially regarding social media at this time. It's good energy there. Actually, as soon as I start recording, get the garbage trucks for Aquarius. What garbage do we need to take out, fellow Aquarians? The best news, the luckiest news of the sky, of course, is what I hinted at in the intro. That's Venus, Jupiter in a conjunction beginning August 10th to the 12th. Now, I want you to notice that as we start the 10th, I mean, Venus is almost conjunct Jupiter. So we can kind of go August 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, right? You're feeling Venus and Jupiter's double your luck, double your money in the house of calm and things like health. Yay, good news for your health, good events, health healing, health outcomes that are positive. Pets, the dream pet arises in great lucky ways. Venus rules your fourth house. The dream pet comes to your home. Venus rules your fourth house, and this is a rental house, right? And Venus rules your money and possessions where things are on the increase. So money, possessions, rentals, pets, yay, debt elimination, debts returned to you from the past could even happen here. One other thing about this combination in the sixth house, it's really positive for you if you are in your work environment doing your work in service and you want to increase the financial gain you get from doing the job or work you're doing. This can definitely look like a nice little financial surge of luck in the work environment as well. And therefore, say yes, say thank you. Put a 4-leaf clover on your refrigerator. Imagine, the luck is showing up. In each of our lives, there will be something positive, but we're all different. This is a general bell curve astrology reading. Your luck shows up in the way it's meant to for you, or your good news or your positive energy. So this is for you every 12 years. Happened in 2013, around the same time of year, I would imagine, in the summer sometime. And so it's back again. I'll be doing a deep dive video into this and how this influences you over the next year, not just over the 13th of August, misunderstanding astrology's synodic cycles, but that's why you subscribe. And you get to understand the sky in depth when you watch my deeper dive video in August about this conjunction. With exalted Jupiter being superpowered and the moon herself, when they begin this journey, she will be going through your second house, exalting your money with the North Node. So you'll see on the 11th and 12th, some kind of, I got the dream job, I got the raise, I got the promotion, I got the surge of money from my work and service. I got the great health news if I need health news. This is all exciting. This is all exciting for you. Now, August, the third week of August is extremely positive. It's a run of good energy, just like the second week of August. We have the first story is Mercury on the 14th to the 17th will flow to Mars. Sometimes this looks like commercial success, marketing, mercantile, Mercury, Mars, the business energy. So some kind of business success may be coming for you here. You'll start to feel it heating up most precisely around the 14th. It's in play before that, but as we move here to the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, the 18th, okay? So we're going to go then let's go from the 13th to the 18th of the month, or even the 19th of the month. What a great week it is to be you and see what this is about. It could look definitely like contracts and legal agreements and business partnerships connected to the publishing industry. To legal and court matters and settlements and agreements, to positive momentum regarding travel and foreign places and significant marriage type partnerships, to academic success and agreements and contracts about it. Academic success, because you have a lot going on in the third house of writing and communicating with Mars in the house of publishing. This could be also things to do with Substack. My Substack just trended in culture number 95 today on the day I'm recording, and it already trended at 97 3 weeks ago. I keep finding that Substack is rewarding me. So if you are at all interested, check out my description box about my Substack column, the Pluto Chronicles. But what I'd say is that publishing in general, podcasting, publishing, social media success can be really peaking for you at this time. And it's easy, it's flowing, it feels fun. You could be communicating to a market, an audience, you could be making deals. It's good for the art of the deal. It's good for contractual agreements. It's great. Maybe I'll get my book proposal done and my agent will shop it and get an early yes from a publisher. That would be a miracle timeline, honestly. But we're looking at mid-August, August the I say the 13th to the 19th. Get ready for that energy to play out. Now, one of the other things I want to mention is at the same time, Venus is trining the North Node, and this is once every 18 to 20 years, right? So it's not common. And Venus is in your work house, trining the North Node in your money house. And so work things seem to be going well. This would be also very good for health and dietary changes that are easy and flowing. And also good news could happen here regarding dental work or facial issues and good resolutions. But all said and done, it's usually about the money from 6 to 2, and Jupiter is activating getting even more of it. So, auspicious, like you had this in the last eclipse cycle of 2006 and 7, what could the money be about? That was when I got my tarot.com thing published. I made a ton of royalty income. It was a Tarology report, 2006, 7. So this energy is replaying itself for a nice little burst of financial goodness. This is about 18 years rare. Okay, or so. Also happening here in that 14th to 21st, this energy, third week of August, is the energy of Sun trining Chiron. We're going to talk about 3 Chironic healings coming for you. 1, 2, 3. And this is the first one this month. You're going, what do I need to heal? What does a Chironic healing mean? Well, back in 2019, Chiron entered your third house, and you began to experience a wound around travel, trips, siblings, friendships that are local and close to you, about wounds about your ideas, wounds about marketing, teaching, selling, writing, communicating. Well, I had a writer's block hit me in 2019. I had no travel opportunities because I didn't get the protocol during the vaccine. I was locked down in my country. You know what I'm saying, right? So, I can feel the Chironic wound here in many ways. And so where you're wounded here, wound with sibling relationships, etc. So wounded neighborhood and neighbors. I never really felt like I belonged in my neighborhood. So I'm giving you examples, just giving examples. So there's a wound healing that wants to happen this month. And the first touch point is August 19th. August 19th, the Sun trines Chiron from your 7th house. Now, it could really heal your relationship to the audience, the marketplace, business partnerships, clients. It could really heal a wound because you get contractual agreements with a panacea remedy, Mercury negotiating, to something going on in the third house. Those writing projects, those teaching projects, those business endeavors, selling and marketing and wound healing. Yay, why not get some wound healing here? You're going to get 2 more opportunities for this to happen. So be ready for that. And indeed, it's going to be really rapid that the second opportunity emerges, and the opportunity will happen. Again, another chance at the Healing Saloon, August the 20th to the 22nd, as Venus, the goodness goddess, squares Chiron. Now, Venus squares can be auspicious because Venus brings good things, including opportunities, but it's also very push comes to shove. Most squares require immediate action. Do not delay. Put your mask on. When they drop the mask down, take action immediately. Do not delay. Decide, act on whatever this is. So there can be a pressure cooker vibe sometimes with a square. It's the nature of Mars. You make actions and decisions. You must choose. And this is your moment. And Venus says, what do you desire? What is enjoyable? What is pleasurable in the work, in the livelihood, in the service you do to this, in this world? And in that regard, the wound wants to heal because you can say yes. This is an opportunity energy with Jupiter in the 6th house. It's also karmic as well. It's a karmic blessing, a karmically earned opportunity. But the wound is still there. And the wound may have many things underneath that you haven't looked at. So this is like, ouch, salt in the wound? Maybe a bit of salt there. You can rise above the wound. It's your head, your thinking, your mind, and your ideas that can hold you back. Chiron retrograde. This is a wound you've dealt with before. The whole of the 3rd house retrograde, you've been in this wound before. So the Chironic wound healing is here. Yet again, Venus is giving you an opportunity. That means if you say yes, you'll probably feel the wound is dissolving. But look for the 20th to 23rd, around that time, for what I'm talking about, and take note. On the same time frame, there is a new moon in Virgo. Well, a new moon in Virgo is extremely positive for your money, guys. And it's a fresh new beginning. Let's pull the new moon up. There she blows right there. Oh, did I say your money? Yeah, no, we got to move you back. I lost your sign. It is your 8th house of chunky money. Huh. Yeah. And so a new beginning and a fresh start in your investments, in your tax structures, in your inheritance monies, in the money you share with a spouse, in the money you have from business partnerships, and the money you get through unearned income. through other people's money, including royalty income, severance packages, sign-on bonuses, and more. Well, a new beginning. South Node is release, let go, and surrender. Maybe for something new to start, you also have to let go of something old, an old way of dealing with that kind of money, so that something new can be born. Look for fresh starts and new beginnings with contractual agreements or money connected to a significant other in your life, especially a spouse-like partner. And it may be new beginnings in the gains of the partner, their money, their gains. This is a house of in-laws, some new fresh starts with your in-laws. If you think about your life in terms of in-laws, new beginnings here as well. But because the South Node is here, there has to be a letting go. So nothing new starts with you're clutching onto your hands, clasping the old. You can't open it up to receive the new. So what leaves gives way to the new in your finances. It looks like with Mercury's placement, there are contractual vows and agreements or a new way of meeting and reaching and greeting your audience and marketplace that then begins to create new sources of income that are more passive. Like while you sleep, Google ad revenue is making you money, right? I already get that one. There might be new sources of income I don't have yet, or you don't have. You can see through your interaction with the marketplace, the audience, and the clients. It could definitely open up a new business partnership if you want to work with somebody else in a business alliance. Okay, the next story in an order of occurrence, ready, is going to be the Sun and Uranus square, which is truly to say that the moon on the 23rd and 24th 22nd, 23rd, 24th, this new moon energy is squaring Uranus. And there is a surprise you didn't see coming, unexpected or breakthrough energy. It is creative projects, artistic endeavors, business and entrepreneurial matters, unexpected surprises connected to romantic love and new beginnings, unexpected, shocking surprises in the life of one of your children that feels like a breakthrough, maybe. They've let go of something and they're renewing their lease on yes life. Unexpected surprises connected to the fifth house should be fortunate, for it is a house of good fortune. And therefore, even though it's a square, I'm not as worried as I would be otherwise. So, and Uranus is in a whole sign sextile to Mercury in the third house and doing his bidding. So it's kind of like an unexpected entrepreneurial or creative breakthrough with audience, marketplace, or contractual agreements or business partnerships or handshakes. And there's excitement there. That's what it feels like to me. Don't forget, Uranus is in that mini grand trine that's forming, especially more accurately next year. It can bring you some wealth. It can bring you some success in marketing, teaching, learning, and writing and traveling. August the 25th to the 26th, Venus trines Saturn while she sextiles Uranus. Now, Venus and Saturn in a trine is going to bring you easy opportunities with flow and grace connected to what Venus is trying to engineer. She will have moved into Leo. And that's a different narrative, right? She started moving through the sign of Cancer on July 4th. On July 31st. And so now she is here on August the 25th, leaving the sign of Cancer, your sixth house, and moving into your seventh house. Now, that is audience, that is clients, that is marketplace, public, fans, that is your business partner contract agreements, and it's your marriage partnerships or long-term love. Okay, so blessings may start to accrue in the relationship you're in. Your partner in life, put Venus here at approximately, how long is she there? 3 weeks. You're going to see some luck going on in your marriage. I think she's there to the 18th. Mercury and her are there until about September 18th. So from August 25th to about September 18th, you're coming into some really positive things, especially for negotiating agreements contractually, especially for maybe messaging an audience with lucky breaks, especially for your partner in love or business to succeed. Why do people not have mufflers on their frigging motorcycles? Oh, ask me that. Tell me that. That's what I'm hearing outside my very noisy window, my very sexy apartment, but near busy traffic. Venus can ease the love story, but she has to cross the Rubicon of Pluto. So you're going to notice something here around August 25th or so. There will be a feeling of having to regenerate, renew, or transform your relationship to committed love partnerships, whether it's to a particular partner or the whole concept. Uranus brings surprise, shock, excitement, and breakthroughs in the romantic and sexual energy as well. Are you single? Well, not promising you a rose garden, but you could meet a new love story under this. And it'll be shocking you and surprising you that around August 25th, in comes a new love story. Now, I say around the 25th, okay? You could bump into a new love partner. Venus is trining Saturn in the house of travel. And she says, you're traveling. And Neptune says soulmate, and you meet someone and you're having a little pitter patter for traveling Aquarians. Possibly in terms of writing, communicating, marketing, selling, and teaching, you're having a beautiful love story. You're moving into flow, grace, and ease regarding the themes I just mentioned. Now, one other element here is a significant female may enter your life and bring great blessings to your writing, communicating, marketing, and selling, teaching, and traveling narratives. And Venus may represent that woman. Now, the opposition to Pluto is deep. It is profound. It is the power of love and the love of power. This looks more like the power of love and breakthroughs in the power of love. It's the power of love, Huey Lewis and the News. Finally, August the 30th to the 31st, we have the last of the chironic healings as Mercury in your seventh house of your audience and the negotiations and contracts trines a chironic wound in the house of writing. Probably you're signing on the dotted line for a book contract, a writing deal, a publishing contract. I don't know, making the stuff up. You're signing on the dotted line regarding matters to do with writing, teaching, and communicating. But here's the thing. Mercury is Mr. Phone Call, email, text. And this is going to come that way, most likely. It's going to be it could be a conversation. It could be a form of communication digitally. But when this is happening at the end of the month, it's positive and it breaks free and breaks through an older wound that may not have fully healed. And that is this third house, ideas, communicating, traveling wound. Sometimes the third house is what you think of yourself. Sometimes it's ideas that you think of, but it's where you have communication. And if you had a woundedness around siblings or neighbors or neighborhood, this is also information or news that is going to try to turn the corner on the chironic wound that began in 2019. It's interesting that Mars, the ruler of the chironic wound, is in the ninth house. So between travel, publishing, writing, communicating, foreign lands, and domestic shores, there's something going on here that Mercury wants to give you a powerful message on. Please pay attention to literal information and news you get around the 30th to the 31st, and then parse it. I'm healing my chironic wound. Now, that should be about 30 minutes or 35 minutes. Don't forget, check out my Patreon column. Join me on Substack. Check out my Patreon community. Join me on Substack. Check out the course information for Sky Reader. Love to see you guys there. Thank you, fellow Aquarians. I will see you soon. Mwah.